Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode here on the MIgardener channel. I'm just out doing some harvesting and I wanted to talk about cold hardiness of peppers. This is a topic that's not really talked all that much about, and I think that more should be talked about it, and it's on the cold hardiness of peppers. Oftentimes people only see peppers as being a warm weather crop, and it's true, they do genuinely like warm weather. However, peppers actually don't like as hot of weather as you would think. Peppers can survive, and they do in fact do well, if not thrive in 80 degree, 85 degree weather. But past that, they actually kind of taper off. It does what's called a bell curve, and bell curves basically, well, they look like a bell. Their peak performance is from a certain range, and after that it tapers off on both sides. However, what that means is the fact that you can get just as much production on the lower scale as you do the very high scale. So oftentimes people will rip their pepper plants out, and I don't know why. I have no clue why. I see so many people doing it, and in fact our neighbor ripped his out, and I was like, no, don't do that. So Steve, if you're watching, I saw your pepper plants in the trash. Don't do that, man. So Steve's a great guy. I'm just messing around. But no, seriously, Steve, don't throw your pepper plants out, man. They produce so late in the season because they follow that bell curve. They will produce not as much as 80 to 85 degrees, but in 60 and 50 degree weather, they still produce, believe it or not. And they produce just as well as the pepper in a 95 to 100 degree weather. Again, the stress is evident on the plants. I'm not going to lie there. But to say that they're dying is a complete false statement. These plants, in fact, are flowering. Many of them are putting on more flowers, and they will continue to fruit until the frost. And that's what leads me to want to talk more about the cold hardiness of it, because I just genuinely think that most people only see them as a warm weather crop. They plant them in the warm weather and they grow them for a very short season, and so people's harvests are less than stellar. They don't get a lot out of them because you're only getting about one wave of peppers. Peppers come in waves. They will produce a big flush, or flushes is another word to call it, but wave or flush. They will put a flush of flowers on, set fruit, and that fruit will ripen and mature until you harvest it or it falls off or something. Then it will put another flush of flowers on around mid-season. That's kind of that peak. So you'll have a flush of flowers in the spring where you'll get a few peppers. You'll harvest those. They'll put on a big flush of flowers for their kind of the best temperature, which is around 75 to 85 degrees. They'll put on a big flush for that. You'll get a nice big harvest. And if you harvest the peppers soon enough, you can get what we call the third flush. The third flush is what gardeners all over the world strive for when growing peppers, because that third flush is kind of those peppers that you didn't really expect, but if you get them, they're peppers that you can throw in the freezer and last all winter long into the spring. So you can really truly stretch a pepper harvest out by kind of taking advantage of their cold hardiness. Now, what I will say is that when it comes to frost tolerant, they are not very frost tolerant. I'll be completely honest there. If you get a frost, they will die like anything else. The leaves will turn very yellow, very droopy, very sad. However, if you have something that's in like 34, 35 degrees, very, very cold, but not quite frost weather, they're going to still grow. And then when it warms up in the daytime, they're going to grow just as if they would normally. So the peppers behind me are at the cottage garden, and as you know, the cottage garden has already gotten its first frost. The benefit to this is the fact that these are above ground, so the frost did not quite touch these plants. So it did frost here. The weather got cold enough to frost, but the frost didn't quite touch these. So 35 degrees is what it got down to, and 35 degrees was enough to cause a frost, but not hard enough to get these plants up here. So some of the lower foliage is looking real sad, but some of the peppers and fruit up here still doing great, and in fact still flowering. So I wanted to kind of bring you all along, harvest some peppers, and I just wanted to stress that point, because if you pull your peppers out, you're guaranteed not to get anything. But if you wait until the peppers are absolutely dead, well, then you know for a fact that you've given them every chance to put on fruit. And peppers are edible at any stage. You can eat a small pepper or a fully ripe one. I prefer to let them go fully ripe, so obviously it would not be as flavorful if you pick them early, but still edible nonetheless, and it's still going to be food that's going to taste much, much better than store-bought in the wintertime. So come on, let's check out these peppers. All right, so not a lot on this first plant here, but if you look, dang it, see, this one got eaten, but man, that's a beautiful pepper right there. But insects got to eat too. That was probably a mouse that came in there and grabbed that one. We don't have many mouse problems on our peppers. If any, some colder weather, they get a little more desperate. But check that out right there. See? Beautiful pepper there. So I'm going to harvest some peppers here. We'll see just kind of what we get. I got some Anaheims here that are looking great. I'll pick everything because there's no way we're going to get another flush of flowers on in the amount of time we have, especially since it's already frosted. So great looking peppers. I'm going to continue harvesting and I'll show you what we got. Alrighty, got some peppers right here. Look at that, nice. There's even some peppers down here just hanging down. These are some banana peppers. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful there. So we get them at all sizes here, but coming along here, there's some smaller purple bell peppers there, and some nice orange turning banana peppers. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful color there. And then even, oh wow, look at this. Check that out. Oh my goodness, beautiful, beautiful red bell pepper. Let me get in here and grab that. Oh, that is exciting. That is beautiful. Oh wow, look at that. End of the season. Not what I was expecting, but I'll take it. I will take it. So now it comes to the time where I unveil what I would have missed had I harvested all of my peppers come, late August and pulled the plants out and thrown them away. This pepper harvest was huge. Not to mention, I got some absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning peppers, from purple to red to another type of red to tiny little red chilies and yellow banana peppers and red Anaheim peppers. So as you can see, I am definitely filled up here with lots of different types of peppers. These are going to go in the freezer and they will basically last probably all winter. We use them in chilies and different types of cooking, and it's going to be very, very nice to have them. So there you go. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and let me know in the comments box below if you yourself have been someone who has pulled out their pepper plants early. It's okay. I did it too. I did it all the time before I started learning that pepper plants are in fact very, very cold tolerant. And they're a wonderful plant to grow because they truly grow in early spring all the way up until the very first frost in late fall. So yeah, that's all. Now, I did want to mention that a lot of people have been asking us to do videos on overwintering peppers indoors. I will not be doing that this year. I hope to be doing it next year. We have just so much going on in the house, and one of the things that I find is just that it's one more thing that I have to take care of in the house. We have very cool, exciting things coming for winter, but overwintering peppers is not one of the projects that I personally want to delve into. It's messy and it takes up a lot of space that we just personally don't have. So I won't be doing that this year, but next year, hopefully I will be doing that because I know so many people want to do it. And it's something that it's very easy. It's just I don't wish to delve into this time of year. So hopefully you all understand. And as always, hopefully you all are growing big or going home. Catch you later. See ya. Bye.